Hello everyone, so welcome to my garden on Wednesday, and today we're going to be looking at some cut flowers, or flowers that you've got growing in your garden that you can put into vases or jam jars or anything that you have, just to make it a really nice little display. The weather, I think the weather's going to take a bit of a turn soon, so it actually might be quite nice to pick some flowers that you have in your garden and put them in vases and things inside, so you can enjoy them while the weather's not so great. So we've got a couple of people. I've got Elaine watching. Hi Elaine, how are you today? Hope you're okay. Hope everyone's okay. I'll wait and see if anyone else joins, and then I'll look at some of the flowers that I've just been running around the garden with a pair of scissors cutting, so we can do a little bit of flower arranging. Just give it a couple of minutes and hopefully have a few people. The birds are really vocal today, really vocal. Yeah. Hi Janet, it's nice to see you as well. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well. Great. Okay, so I'm just going to switch the camera around so I can show you the flowers that I've cut from the garden. Oh, you've got a good view of my washing there. I'll just move that one. Okay, so what I've done this morning, I'm hoping we don't get a massive gust of wind and everything just blows away off the table, but I've just been round cutting a few flowers today. And mostly roses actually, so we've got some really nice lovely roses here that we can put into vases, and yeah, just a little just show you a couple of things here. So I've got some different things that we can put our flowers in today. So this is a jam jar, and what I've done is just tied a little piece of ribbon around that just to jazz it up a little bit. I've got a little bottle here, a little jug, and a bud vase, and a couple of little jugs there, which I thought would look really nice with some of these flowers in. And I've also, this is one I prepared earlier, so this is just an empty tin there, and just put some flowers in there. So you've got some little marguerite daisies. This is from a shrub called Nandina domestica, and it just makes quite a nice little backdrop, and a few little hardy geraniums in there, and that's actually quite pretty, and that would sit really nice on your kitchen windowsill, and would cost nothing, you know, to make with just a few little flowers from the garden. Okay, so we'll get started. I'll just turn the camera around again. Okay. Oh, hi Rob, how you doing? Nice to see you as well. So yeah, it's flower arranging today, Rob, not woodwork, so I'm sorry about that, but you never know, you might give it a go, you might really enjoy it. So I've got this little bottle here. I think it was some cosmetics or something, some bubble bath, a present that someone gave me, and I thought this would be really nice to put a single stem flower in. So I've cut this really lovely peony. So this is a peony called Sarah Bernhardt, and I'm just going to pop that in there. I'll take off a couple of the lower leaves. Don't want to come off, just to discard that, and then that can actually sit quite nicely in that bud vase. That actually looks really nice on its own, but you might want to jazz it up with a bit of foliage. I've got some other bits and pieces here, so it's just a case of trial and error really. Oh, so Rob's saying he's missing growing together, so yeah, I bet you are, Rob. It seems it's been a long time, but hopefully not too much longer before we can organise something for people to come back. So yeah, this is our Sarah Bernhardt Peony. I think I might just leave that on its own. I think sometimes less is more, so we'll put that down and we'll do another little display. Okay, so next one here is just a jam jar, so I'll just see what I've got here that I can put into this to make this pretty. Hopefully you can see it, but if you can't see it now, I'll lift it up to the camera and you'll be able to see it once it's finished. So this is quite round with a wide top, so you want something quite substantial to fill that out. So we're looking at, let's have a look. Oh, we've got some nice roses here. So this is a climbing rose, and I picked quite a big bunch of these. So I thought what I would do is put those all together in quite a big bunch, and that should fill that jar out quite nicely. So I've got a few here. So if you take one at a time, you just want to pop it in the jam jar just to make sure that you've got the right stems, the right size. When you're cutting flowers from your garden to put in display, it's quite a nice idea to use little stubby containers, because all the shop bought flowers are actually grown for putting into big vases and for cut flowers, whereas the things that in your garden, they have got short stems and they're not really obviously you haven't trained them to be for cut flowers, but so it's quite nice to use little squat jars where they would sit quite nicely in there. Oops. So that's one in there. There we go. I'll just take off that bud there. So yeah, hopefully all those other little buds you can see there will be coming out soon as well, so that'll be really nice. Might want to just take again, it's, as I say, it's a bit of trial and error really, just to make sure that you've got the heights right. Another tip, actually, once you've made your flower designs and everything, and you've got them, leave them outside for a few hours, so any little bugs and things will fly off hopefully, and you won't bring them all into your house. Can't guarantee you won't bring any in, because you probably will. There'll be a few there that will come in. I think I might be able to just get one more in here. So that's quite nice. And the ribbon, I've managed to find a little red ribbon which sort of matches the flowers there. What would be nice actually is if we had maybe something quite tall coming out the top of that. So I'll just have a little rummage and see what we've got here. And it's just like seeing what might look quite nice with that. I've got a bumblebee that's after these flowers. It's quite sweet actually. It's keeping it company. So yeah, this is just from a shrub called Nandina domestica. This white waxy sort of flower. And it's quite nice because it looks a bit like gypsophilia, and you often find that in roses, cut flowers. So that's our little rose jam jar flower. I'll put that down on here. I'll show you what they all look like after we've finished. Okay. So just looking at what I've got left container wise before I kind of decide. So we've got a little jug here. See what we can put in this one. Oh, there's the bee again. I don't know if you picked that up on the camera. So this is a really pretty rose. This is called Rosa Gertrude Jacob, so it's named after the famous garden designer Gertrude Jacob, who was in the sort of late, I think it was the late 19th century, and she was really interested in colour and everything with garden design. So she's yeah, but what's quite interesting, in her latter years she started to go blind, so but she could still see colours. So yeah, she's designed lots of famous gardens. So we'll put that one in there. I think that might look quite nice, just sitting on the edge. Another thing as well, with when you're doing flower arranging, it's always best if you can put things in odd numbers as well, so 1s or 3s, 5s and things like that, because it just looks a little bit more natural. And that tends to go for when you're planting in a garden as well, actually. If you're planting flowers, if you can plant them in odd numbers, that normally works really well too. Okay, just hold that up, have a little look. So that's that one so far, but what I thought I might do is, I've got some ferns that I've cut down. I might put a fern in the back there, so I'll just go and grab a fern. So I've cut these off today as well. I'll cut this down to about here and just take off some of the lower fronds there. So you've just got this like that, and pop that in the back. It's still a bit tall, that one, so I'll just take a little bit off the bottom, take another few leaves off and pop that in. Might have another couple. Again, we're trying the odd numbers. Last one for this one. Oops. Yeah, I'll just pop that in. Pop that in there. So that's the little jug. Just put this down on the table. There we are. Right, so I've got a couple more. I mean, you could carry on for ages actually, putting things in. And there's another little flower I've got here that I've just cut. This is just coming out now. This is called a phlox, and this is really a nice flower for flower arranging as well. And it's got a really lovely scent. It sort of smells like a bit like cloves, so that's really nice. So I take off some of the lower leaves. Yeah, I think we're expecting some rain soon, which would be really useful. You know, we really need it for the garden. So I'll pop that one in there. What else have we got that might fill that up? Got a hydrangea flower here that's just coming out. Well, I think I'll save that because I've got while I think of it, I've got a little bud vase. And I think that, again, might look just nice on its own in a little bud vase like that. So I'll pop that there. Might need to trim just a little bit off the bottom. Again, as I say, just it's quite nice. I'm going quite fast, but you can, you know, take your time with this, and it's quite a nice relaxing thing to do. Got my bumblebee back now on the flowers. Right, back to this one. This is a climbing hydrangea flower. So that's quite a nice open flower. So I'll pop that in just to give this one a little bit of interest as well. One more, I think, of that. Again, so that's your 3. So you've got your 3 flowers there, and the one in the middle. It's quite a good idea actually. So when you're designing something like this, if you're going to put this on your table, it's quite nice so it's interesting all the way around. So you've got the flowers all the way around that. So whoever's sitting at whatever side of the table will see the flowers. So I think what I'll do, I'll turn the camera around and show you them on this little table here. This is what they look like. So as you can see, I still haven't got my cameraman to hold the camera, so you're probably seeing the top of my head the whole time, but never mind. Okay, right, so I'll just swap this round. Okay, so here we are. So yeah, and actually what's really nice with things like this is if you group things as well, they look quite pretty. You can put things in a group. Oh, hi Ros, how are you? We're doing a little bit of flower arranging today, Ros, with just some flowers I've cut from the garden. So it's just yeah, using whatever we've got available. So this one, I'll just recap. A little jam jar there with a little ribbon around that. So that's there's some climbing roses in there with a little bit of gypsophilia. And yeah, the trusty tin tomatoes. I love this. I kept this for ages, wanting to do something with this tin because I think it's really nice. And I think it's great because you could actually plant a tomato in there as well. That would look really cool. And we've got this little jug at the back. Move this one round so you can have a little look at that. Yeah, just basically, yeah, just play around with things, group things, and I think that's really pretty too, with the little daisy jug and the Gertrude Jacob rose. And what's really lovely about flowers from your garden, they do tend to smell a lot nicer than shop bought flowers, and it's quite nice, isn't it, to have bring a little bit of the nature indoors if you can. Yeah, so I'll just zoom back on that. They do look nice, but yeah, really a good tip, keep them outside for a couple of hours at least before you bring them in, otherwise you'll bring half the wildlife from the garden in with you. But yeah, so that's my little bit of flower arranging. I'm not really a florist by any means, but it's quite nice just to have a little play around. Oh, so Ros is saying simple but effective, and she's asking me, she's got some honeysuckle, could I use? Oh yeah, give it a go, Ros. Anything. I think sometimes the simpler the better, as I was saying earlier. You know, if you put too much in, it can overcrowd it, but you know, less is more. But yeah, they look so nice. So we've gone from a table full of flowers like this to a nice little display. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to go now, and I'll see you all next week. I'm hoping next week to take a trip to Hyde Hall actually, and have a little look around there, because that's one of the places we usually go on our trips every year, and I think it would just be really nice to have a little look around there, look at their vegetable garden, because I think they're open now, but I believe you've got to book. So hopefully I can get, because there's social distancing there, so hopefully I can book and get a spot to go in and do a little bit of filming from there next week. So okay then, so have a lovely rest of the week, and I'll see you next week. Okay, take care, bye.